guys, we got some side dressing going on today. First time ever side dressing with a liquid bar, putting 32% down. We've been running around like crazy, and we got some post corn sprayed and trying to get some stuff done before rain comes up. So I apologize, I haven't really filmed much at all. So I'm gonna run you guys through this, what we're doing here. 12 row bar. It's a Case, I think it's a Case IH bar. 12 row bar, holds 1,300 gallon, and each row has a little coulter, which some of you guys have seen this, but it has a little coulter right here, cuts in the ground, and we're shooting nitrogen down there right in the row. So we're putting down roughly 70 pounds of nitrogen, 30 pounds of sulfur on here. With corn on corn, I'm trying to push sulfur a lot more, and then we're also putting on some boron and zinc here. I tissue sampled this field, a spot in this field, a week ago. I haven't got my test back yet, but then after this application, I'll tissue test again and just see what we're low at and see if this made a difference at all in some of our tissue samples. Some of these soils and some of these spots of this field is so heavy and such high pH where it's tough. It's a little tougher growing soybeans, and it seems like we can grow good corn on corn as long as we don't get any spots drowned out. What's kind of nice is I've got this ag leader rate controller here. Everything hooks up into it, so I was spraying yesterday. I don't have to pull anything out of the tractor. Can unhook the sprayer, hook up to the side dress bar here. So we're putting down 26 gallons per acre here. I was having issues yesterday for some reason where my gallons would go, which is kind of doing it there a little bit too, but my gallons would be shooting under 26, and I was trying to figure out how to build pressure to keep up the gallons, but it seems to be working good now. Doing about 7.5 miles an hour. It would be nice to have a little bit bigger bar here, but 12 row is fine. Gets the job done. We plan with 12 row planters, so it's working good there. We do have a little bit of corn that we got to replant here, so I'm definitely shutting the bar off where it doesn't need any extra nitrogen here, and the corn's not going to make much in this replant stuff. So we're still going here side dressing. I've got a clamp that's leaking, and I can't build enough pressure to go too fast, and it's kind of a mess right now. I think that's our problem with pressure not building, because we got a little bit of leak there in a clamp. So I've got a couple passes left. We're gonna finish like it is, and then Spencer's got a full load for the next field already, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this thing fixed. So right now I'm just kind of getting it through the last couple of passes here. Gotta kind of take it slow.
Well, it's the next day now, and we got done with our first field. We're shooting for 26 gallons to the acre, and it'll drop down to like 18 or 17, back up to 25, and it's just all over the place. Yesterday we pulled both filters, cleaned the screens. There was kind of some gunk and stuff in there, but it still didn't fix it. So this is the co-op's bar, and one of the guys came out and looked at it this morning, and he said the pump seemed to be air-locked, so maybe that's our issue, and hopefully it is fixed, but I gotta run it here to see if it is. This is our first pass here. Right now it's running right at 26. We're right around 60 PSI, where yesterday we were floating around like 20, which was not enough to put what we wanted down. And when I started too, it was putting out like 45, 50 gallons per acre for like 10 seconds. And yesterday it never did that. Well, it's been about 30 minutes running here, and it acted up on me once or twice, but I think that's because we're getting low on product. Yep, so I was right. We're empty there. We're probably just a last little bit, and I think it was acting up because I was bouncing around and on like a hill. So I think the pump is working good, and I am parked in a good spot, so I'll be able to pull the trailer in here, load us, and we are going right back down that row. So this morning right now, Grant's at the Kinze manufacturing building here about an hour away from us.
So I got a pretty neat invite to do Kinze Manufacturing's plant tour, and then also do John Kinzebaugh's tractor collection tour, which is pretty amazing. There's actually a wait list to get on John Kinzebaugh's tractor collection, and if you guys ever get the opportunity to, it is by far worth it to go check out both those. His collection, there's like 3 or 4 different giant machine sheds that he's got all of his tractors in, from International to John Deere. Pretty much has everything, and it's really neat to see. So I'm going to throw in some photos, some videos of that. But again, if you guys ever get the chance to do Kinze Manufacturing Plant Tour, I definitely recommend it. It's along I-80 when you go up to Williamsburg. A lot of people drive past it, and see it.
Now I'm back to fill the side dress bar. I got 1,200 gallons here of 32% and some ATS, and then boron, zinc, and like a biological that Grant wants me to throw in. So we're mixing up a lot here. Going here for a solid hour. I've applied 2/3 of the tank so far. It would be nice to finish today because we got rain coming tomorrow. So now it's a couple days later from the last clip, and we got about half an inch of rain 2 nights ago it would be. So we probably could have ran yesterday evening, but we just wanted the field to dry out. We're now on the field that we've been tiling this past fall and spring. So it's got tile in here too, so we shouldn't find any crazy wet spots because you don't really want to be going down the road with that heavy tank and side dress bar and compacting the rows. We got 300 gallons left in the tank. I just wanted to get this thing empty because Grant will be here soon and need to fill this tank up. So this is our total boron that we've been pumping from. We got a little electric pump that sucks from the bottom there. It works pretty good. You just plug it into your battery on the trailer. And then we're shooting for 17.5 gallons of boron here. And then we have to run the pump at idle because this is 3-inch plumbing, a 3-inch trailer going down to a 2-inch on the side dress bar. And then so far our trailer's been working really good. It holds 2,000 gallons. We usually only fill it to 1,800 in case the top blows off. Where we fill, they send some air in to purge out the lines, and you want a little bit of gap so you don't blow the top off. 40-gallon mixing tank has worked really good, so you just crack this, and there we're sending our boron down. And this pump works good, so you just hook up to your bottom nozzle, and then when you're done, you can close that, and good from there. Close it up. Now the trailer's fully empty, everything's mixed. Grant, when he gets here, can go fill this up for the last time. We'll be done with corn, and we'll have enough product to cover this field. I got 1,200 gallons. I gotta run through this thing, and hopefully he's back and full when I'm empty. So this is how it works from the cab. Right now I'm freehanding it. You gotta straddle the rows here. And this is what we call a point row. You come in at an angle to the end row. So we have to keep planting through this. We don't have row shutoffs. That'd be cool to have. We're going over some tile lines right now. So we wanna go nice and slow. And I don't have a full tank load too. We're shooting for 37 gallons to the acre, and we're getting it. Sometimes I gotta speed up or slow down. There's our hay bales over there that we got baled up the other day. Well, we're done with the end rows here. Now I'm going straight through the field, and you can actually see our tile lines right here. The corn there is actually growing a lot better. One, because there's zero compaction. You had a plow go in the ground 4 feet. Probably wouldn't be bad to do one more tillage pass this fall to set these tile lines up, and they're good to go for the future, so you aren't bouncing through here. We're going good. We're putting down the rate that we want. We got 1/3 of the tank left. I'd say a little over halfway done with the field.
Okay, so Spencer got a new load here. We got about 1,100 gallon, which should finish off the field here. Now I'm doing the total acre program, which is like a kind of high management program for learning agronomy a little better, because I personally know nothing. I never studied agronomy at all. So I'm trying to learn this. If I'm gonna do this as a career for the next 40, 50 years, I need to learn this stuff. So I tissue sampled 2 different farms, not this farm. This is the only farm we didn't tissue sample. The one farm with 300 bushel yield goal, that's corn on soybean ground, came back low on zinc and manganese. So we did have zinc in there, and then we also had a manganese product in there, and then it really came back low on boron. All my farms are coming extremely low on boron, and so every corn farm we're putting boron in. And then when we come back with a fungicide pass, we will definitely put on boron again, and I'll tissue sample to see if we're low in other micronutrients. Now that we got this farm all pattern tiled, we have drainage complete. It's been in a high fertility program where we've been putting on a lot of fertility for the past 2 years. So our P and K levels are getting up there to where our main loss probably from yield is probably coming from some micronutrients now. So we're trying to focus on those. It's kind of the, you guys have probably seen the yield pyramid where you need the base layers and you can work up to kind of the micronutrients. So that's always the goal of Pattern Tile on these farms, is getting the base layers down, our pH, our drainage, our micros or macros, and then we can focus on the micros like we are now on some of these farms. So that's kind of the plan. That's what we're doing here. We are back rolling here. The spot we're in right now is a spot that every year would always drown out. And now I was walking it yesterday actually, and I posted on Instagram story real quick, but there's like an acre, maybe 2 acres here that would always drown out. And now you look across it and it's like perfect stand after we tiled it. It's probably one of the best feelings to see when you walk in the field, when you're spraying, side dressing the field, is seeing a good crop on a spot that every year would always drown out. So that's awesome to see. We're going. We may end up having a little too much nitrogen and sulfur left over, and I'll just double up some spots. But everything's going real smooth here across this farm. A little rough because of all the tile lines, but we're getting her done.
Now it's the next morning and we got the sprayer hooked up, side dress bar hauled back. Got the trailer full of water here and all of our products. So this is gonna be a post pass on corn. Now we're back spraying after a little rain delay. We have one more bean field to spray. Grant just got done spraying 2 of them, and then we'll be done spraying. Side dressing is done. But the field we're going to has a lot of weeds in there, so it's good we're spraying it today. The dew is off, it's a sunny day.
Spraying the last bean field, and it was actually our first field ever planted of beans. We planted these April 10th. The one thing I'm trying to still figure out is, this is my second year spraying, and since we did early planted soybeans, April 10th soybeans, it's now June 10th, so exactly 2 months later, and I put a pre down right after I planted those early beans, and we didn't do any tillage. We did not have any burn down with that pass, and so I'm struggling with the issue of we do have a lot of escapes and a lot of weed pressure coming 2 months later with the post pass. And so maybe I need to get out here a little bit earlier with the post pass, but I'm afraid if I get out here earlier with the post pass, then I'll have to definitely do a second post pass. So I'm still trying to figure out my chemical program timing when we plant early soybeans and we don't run any tillage in the spring to knock out any weeds. That's one thing I'm just still kind of learning, figuring out for this area. So, but I don't think these weeds will really affect yield much. It's not too bad. I mean, people still have a cover crop up, you know, with these beans at V4, V5 like they are right now. So I'm not too worried. It's just something I'd like to improve for us. After this, hopefully we have some at least like 100 gallons left over, because I want to go spray the driveway, or at least hopefully we have at least like 25 or 50 gallons left over. We're moving all the equipment out of the way, spraying the driveway. I'm throwing a residual in. That way we can kind of clean up the farmyard, because it seems like we're getting a lot more gravel too, so I want to put a residual before we lay gravel. I don't know if that's going to help at all, but I don't know. We got some residual left over, so might as well lay it down in the driveway.
So now that we're done spraying, we don't need this trailer for a little bit. And I got it filled with 1,200 gallons of water. So I'm gonna wet the ground here with all the water and then compact it with the tractor when it's wet and saturated. And then we'll put rock over it, and that way it's good, hard, and has a good base, and it's pretty compacted. So then to compact the wet ground, I used the tractor and it was just hooked up to the field cultivator. Went back and forth a bunch of times, let it dry out a bit. And then we got a couple loads of rock. And over the next couple of days, we ended up extending the driveway here in our parking lot. So all this field work was done in the second week of June. So now as of recording this, it is early July and the corn has quadrupled in size. So next video, we'll be doing an update in the fields, seeing how things have grown.